I guess, it's also something that's come up through the experience here at the Synergy Hub. And even though, to be honest, and Jean-Marie has experienced that, we haven't really co-created a lot in practicality. But, the fact of coming together and co-creating in person is something that is just so much more effective. I think we've all experienced that, especially when we can form teams around particular intentions, and those intentions are all clear and they're aligned to a bigger picture. So this is really, the vision that I'm kind of working on. This kind of critical mass activation experiment has different layers to it. But the bottom line is really kind of how can we co-create the conditions that are optimal, that are optimal for our co-creativity at a planetary scale. How can we create the conditions whereby we can come together and actually connect the dots, like, blend and merge and synergize and synthesize these blueprints that are so similar and that are emerging all over the place, and the technologies in an optimal way. So this is kind of an idea that came up in a group of coming together for 9 months, and actually, bringing the best minds and architects, but not just the architects, also, the artists and the musicians and the healers and the permaculturalists, and really kind of create a space where not everybody is immediately, like I said, working together, but we have this whole systems perspective of all sectors being covered, right? And coming together in a space where we're taken care of, and we have all the equipment and technologies and organic food and lots of fun and celebration. And it's connected, it's live streamed. The whole event is going to be live streamed, and it's connected to this planetary positive news publicity campaign, right? So this is the other leg of bringing together all the global players and to spark other such events around the world at the same time. So that's the third leg. So it's really kind of like the planetary positive news publicity campaign, which is something that we all want to co-create, which is something that all the organizations, in this field recognize that humanity isn't aware of all these new possibilities and solutions that are emerging. So that can be a part of the big campaign that is also going to promote this 9-month quest that is then going to spark different quests, different synergistic co-creation quests around the world as well. So that was the baseline idea. And I sent out an email to about more than 70 global players, and many of them are responding very favorably. They're like, yep, we're in, we want to support. And the others, there's some really interesting questions that are being asked in conversations. So what I've done now is I've created, the idea was to bring people into awakening so that we can discuss this project and the various aspects of this project here in Slack. That would be ideal, although I'm still kind of trying to figure out, and I asked the questions of how we can organize that most efficiently, because there are various aspects to this project, and we've only got one channel, Project Yan. So we can talk about that. But in the meantime, I created a Facebook group, a secret group, and I know you're not in there, Dakota, but we can send you updates. But everybody else, I think, can be included, and that can be our most immediate, accessible, and universal kind of platform for discussing the questions that are arising around this vision. Because some very important questions, about how do we actually come together and synergize, and autonomy, and if people are going to be in the video, or if people are going to sign this open invitation to the philanthropists, and they're going to be connected to an organization or a community, then that community needs to be on board with them signing that. So then they have the internal decision-making processes, and these take time. So people need more time to actually sign the open invitation to the philanthropists, right? Because this is, I guess you've all read the document. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not seeing you anymore, so I can't see any thumbs up, but I trust, okay, right, cool, you're back again. So the idea really is to, invite the global players to come together to co-create, and invite the philanthropists and transformational foundations to also come together to co-create. so that we can really to take this to scale, and recognizing that we're all kind of in the same boat together. So this is this is kind of what is happening now, and there's action emerging. I've got a call with Joe Martino of Collective Evolution coming up as well, and we can really start to promote this, working with the media, but we need to see really, I think what I could really use help with is how are we gonna structure the funding flow. And this is the question that comes up for a lot of people, right? Is, okay, if we're inviting 5 million in to create a planetary positive news publicity campaign that is connected to the synergistic co-creation quest 9-month event that is going to bring together all the players, how do we structure that financially? How do we flow that? Who are the stewards? In the original email, I suggested that the core groups of United Earth, Conscious Media Coalition, and Awakening be the stewards, just to kind of like have some kind of structure. There need to be stewards, obviously, but we need to set up the intricacies of that more clearly. You want to speak, Dakota?
Yes, please.
Cool.
So I have some really strong ideas about that. I believe we should invest at least 2 of that 5 million into regenerative business. So we should turn that 2 million into much more than 5 million over the course of a period of time. I think that these regenerative businesses that we start with should be at the same location that we're having the 9-month retreat. I think a significant amount of the funding should go to pay for everyone's plane tickets and yada, yada, yada. And then I think the rest of it we should pool, and then we should use our governance and voting system to collectively decide how we want to use those pooled resources. That's the general plan. Kind of flipping it back for a second, I wanted to say, as far as structuring it in Slack, we can have any number of different channels. So we can come up with whatever we want the name of this to be. It could be like, I don't know, like world, and then we could do world underscore, this, world underscore that. And we could have a whole string of channels that start with world that relate to this like super project. Another thing is too, we have a handful of properties, so we don't need to buy property to have this epic retreat experience. We have land here in New Mexico that we can use. We have land in Joshua Tree. It seems like land in Washington is opening up. And all of these lands have like facilities on them. There's also 1,200 acres in Ecuador. So cool. We already have all these abilities and places to be. And I'm really interested to hear what you think about that allocation of spending. What do you think?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think that's indeed something that we're going to kind of need to discuss as a group. Really, the 70 whatever evolutionary change agents that I chose, this has kind of been handpicked over years of experience, of kind of experiencing the maturity, I think, and the kind of the dedication, the commitment, the whole systems thinking of the people who are coming together. So I really trust, I have a lot of faith in this collective of people who are on this list to really come up with the best design to serve the purpose, which is ultimately to create the optimal conditions for our co-creation. One thing I do feel is that as we start to invest this money in the planetary positive news publicity campaign, and we're attracting attention to what we're doing, and it's spreading, it's going viral throughout the network, we are going to attract more and more funding from philanthropists as well, from ethical businesses. It's going to be like a Taurus. It's just going to grow and grow and grow.
It'll be unlimited.
We create, this is like paradigm shift incorporated, right? We're going to create so many different businesses within this structure that are going to support and grow, because we're all feeding, all the money that's coming from the businesses is going to come back in and feed the community and meet all of our needs. I mean, we kind of know that is kind of what we're working towards, but really, as this 9-month event, it needs to be replicated, and it needs to happen in different parts of the world. And so people are going to be funding the different projects around the world that are all going to be interlinked. So I see this project of bringing together the evolutionary architects and the permaculture designers, the ecological regeneration, the cultural regeneration, the new economics, all together to show and discuss these blueprints. We're live streaming that. We're going to be advertising ourselves through live streaming and attracting the funders to want to fund this replication. So the businesses, I think, are a great idea, but I think we're also, I don't know to what extent we're going to have time to set up businesses in different parts of the world when, you know, I don't know if that's going to be the priority. Maybe there can be like, we're going to be connecting to these possibilities and proposals for business opportunities. And I also see like a lot of money wanting to just be given to this cause, whereby we might not have to make so much effort. So it's a both and, you know, and I think that to take the communities who are going to be at the forefront, to take all these global players into a forum where we can discuss these strategies and how the distribution is going to function, I think will take care of itself, really. You know, it's just putting together all these minds in the same place to flesh it out.
You've got it, Jan. Yes.
Yeah, man. Cool. Good.
That all makes 100% support. Makes 100% sense. How can we support this? What are the direct action points we can take, Jan, to start going about this?
Right. Yeah. So the action points, I did put them in the project Slack channel. I think, you know, as we're calling out the evolutionary change agents, you know, we're going to be producing a video, and you've seen the text for the video. You know what it looks like. You know, we're calling out the evolutionary change agents by name. Their name is going to be scrolling up. And we're saying, look, we're all part of a community. We all have the same aspirations, you know, Let's connect this to this open invitation for philanthropists. And so this is what I want to do now as well, is start to actually compile a list of potential philanthropists and foundations, and also start to call them out by name. You know, all the transformational and conscious philanthropists also need to, you know, it's like, we want to make this public. You know, here we are, we're all together, and this is what we're doing, right? So you've got a website called the Giving Pledge. You're familiar with that? I think Michael Petrakis from the World Peace Disclosure, he put me in touch with them, and this is a website. I mean, it's also kind of the Bill Gates and Warren Buffett people, but it's basically like over 100 billionaires who want to donate the majority of their wealth to humane causes. You know, so you know, when we as such a large and diverse collective of whole systems designers approach the collective transparently, publicly, approach the collective of conscious philanthropists with a proposal that is basically a no-brainer for planetary transformation, it's going to be difficult to refuse it, as far as I see it. We just need to have, you know, the agreements, the designs, the intentions, and the funding flow very clear. So support with that will be very helpful. Support making the list already. Who are the philanthropists and foundations that we're going to approach? The video itself is going to be pretty simple. I mean, maybe we want to go through this point by point. I did post it, or Lila posted it for me. The main areas are producing the video, refining the open invitation to the philanthropists, and co-designing the synergistic co-creation quest. So I don't know if you...
Sure.
Yeah. Can you share my screen?
Yeah, and I think there should be a button somewhere on your screen that you can.
Okay. Yeah, this is what I also this is what I'm also like dealing with. I don't have that much experience with.
I can do it for you if you like, Jan.
No, it's cool. I think I'm there.
Got it. Yep.
Okay. All right. So here, number one, producing the video. So we've got one video maker here. It's going to be a pretty simple video, but I would love to incorporate some of the fancy awakening graphics, the ASC graphics that are emerging, and at least maybe kind of make the initial alliance of United Earth, ASC, and the CMC partnership, something like that. Make it look nice, the video. You know, it's going to be basically text scrolling with a voiceover, a digital voiceover that sounds really nice. But yeah, I think we can make it look good, but it's a video that is specifically designed to attract the evolutionary architects, the new paradigm pioneers. This is who it's made for. We're calling them out, and we want them to comment. So that's finalizing the text, the names. Do we need to coordinate the launch of the video with the launch of the ASC website on the 6th? It would be great if we can get the video out like a couple days before.
How long does the video need to be?
Well, I don't know. I haven't kind of timed it with the voice, but I'm kind of hoping it's not going to be more than 4 minutes.
Excellent.
Yeah. So keep it short, and then the video will be connected. The people, basically, we're inviting the new paradigm pioneers to kind of affirm certain intentions, and there are 6 intentions that are listed. Let's see here. Your intention, number 1, your intention and commitment to serve the planetary transition into a global culture of peace, ecological regeneration, equality, freedom, transparency, co-creation, sharing, and abundance for all. So each new paradigm pioneer will say yes or no to that. And then the second one, your support of the open invitation to all philanthropists, billionaires, businesses, celebrities, institutions, and foundations looking to invest in our impending global transformation into a truthful, peaceful, just, and healthy humanity. So each person, yes or no. Your resonance with the intention to support and co-create, participate in the synergistic co-creation quest. So the synergistic co-creation quest, I've made a separate G-doc where people can just come in and share their ideas. How are we going to design it? What is it going to look like? What is the preparation that's needed before? So that's all open co-creation there. The 4th intention is the intention to sign up with the Awakening Sovereignty Collective as our common meeting ground for communication, co-creation, and coordination. So the ASC already have the systems and networks in place for us to move into immediate collaboration, and have partnered with multiple leading transition platforms like One Community Global, COEO, the Time Republic, and the Conscious Media Coalition. So there. Number 5, your intention to support the Conscious Media Coalition in their mission to provide us with truthful and relevant global information and to address Facebook's fake news antics. I think we can kind of rephrase that a little bit. I would love some input to see how we can, we don't want to give the Conscious Media Coalition any kind of monopoly. We don't want to claim any monopolies anywhere. We want to keep things very open, but just to recognize the powerful hubs that are already forming and use those optimally to our capacity, like what I feel with Awakening. Yeah.
Are you looking for maybe comments or suggestions on maybe how to reword some of that? I think there also might want to be a sensitivity to calling out Facebook, right? And we can maybe generalize kind of mainstream media's fake news antics versus one source in particular.
Yeah, totally. So this document, this Google Doc is open for comments, and yeah, it's totally co-creative. So anyway, I mean Facebook are calling it fake news themselves, right? So they're
a lot of people are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they want to kind of eliminate, but like you say, it's the corporate media that's really the fake news. So then we can start to make that more visible as well and mount our own campaign, because ultimately this is connected to a positive news publicity campaign. This is really, we want to, this whole vision, and also where some of the money is going to go that comes in is going to be connected to creating a very strong online presence for positive news and the solutions that are emerging. Yeah. So this is co-creative documents. Yeah.
So what's coming to me now is we should make a channel that's just for the writing. So all of us can go into it to make suggestions. Another channel for our list of players and the list of philanthropists. And then another channel to talk about how we think the 5 million should be allocated. Yeah. I'm seeing some organization to move forward on this. Oh, let's do a 4th channel for the people that want to make the actual video.
Yeah, cool. And then maybe even, kind of a general channel on the synergistic co-creation quest, or just general discussion? You know, I don't know if you had a chance to read the messages that Louise and Jay sent. You know, just queries about kind of involvement and how's it going to look structurally to bring together so many organizations and this kind of thing. There are really important questions, and I believe that there are simple solutions. I think we can keep it fairly lightweight and agile, the structure, but at the same time, it needs to be completely coherent and everybody kind of agreed to it, you know? So this is something that I also would like to have a space for us to discuss so we can refine the structures.
Okay, so I'm thinking 6 then. We'll do 6 channels.
Yeah.
I'm making them right now. They start with world.
Cool.
Cool, Ian. Well,
Yeah.
I'm super into this. Let's do it. This has my full support, and I'm very excited about this, Ian. This is phenomenal.
Nice, man. Really good. Really good to feel your support. And yeah, it's just, I mean, the energy that is building up around this, you know, it's like the new paradigm pioneers have been, so many people I think have been waiting for this, you know, some kind of call that really just brings us all together to harness our collective potential that has just been siloed for too long.
Yes, I.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cool.
Any questions from anyone in the room?
Well, as usual, I do, but I'll go after someone else.
Okay.
How often do you want to meet on this?
What is the timeline? What is the timeline for the synergistic co-creation?
Right. So yeah. So one thing you should know about me is, like, I'm always aiming for highest potential, maximum acceleration. Okay, so what I'm seeing is this video that we're going to be sending out before the 6th is going to go viral, you know, very quickly, at least throughout the networks. And the timeline I've actually sent, I've posted it in the SCQ co-creation doc, which should also be linked in the project channel. But for now, what I've written here, you can see it. Okay, I'm still on screen sharing, right? Yeah. So actually here, before immediate timeline, invite co-creation of this proposal through the calling out video, finalize the signatories. I want to finalize the signatories over the next few days. Finalize the video. I think we can move from December 30th to, like, you know, whatever, January 3rd. We can give ourselves a bit more time. Begin identifying and listing the potential recipients. That's the philanthropists and foundations, and then publicly send out. Okay, so what I'm seeing is before the first half of January, we can start to create and identify a location for a 7-day event that we are going to host at the end of January. Okay, so this is also connected to securing $300,000 to organize and host this 7-day synergistic co-creation quest design event for anywhere between 40 to 60 people. We need to see, but it's basically going to be like, yeah, this is how we're going to design the synergistic co-creation event. That happens at the end of January. Then before February 15th, we secure the 5 million and the location for the first synergistic co-creation quest, which is going to be some resort somewhere on the planet, where we can all just be comfortably together and just function at optimal capacity for about 9 months. Now, not everybody is going to commit to the full 9 months. People will come and go, but that's going to be, you know, there's going to be activity, there's going to be motion, there's going to be innovation happening. It's going to be the cutting edge of new paradigm design, and it's all going to be live streamed. So and we're obviously promoting that as well, because we're connecting that to the Planetary Positive News publicity campaign, right? So that's where the people who are funding this, they're going to be funding a campaign that is going to inform the planet of all the amazing stuff that is happening on the planet. So let's see. So, okay. So February 26th, we start to promote the global campaign, the global promotion campaign for the Synergistic Co-Creation Quest. On the equinox of March, I would like to start the Synergistic Co-Creation Quest. So that's the opening ceremony of SCQ 1.0. That's when the live streaming begins. Then on the solstice, let me just type that in. I like to work with natural time, so I work a lot with equinoxes and solstices. So on the solstice, we will already be launching other SCQs around the planet. By the September equinox, we're going to be launching the vision for the planetary unity celebration that is going to happen the following equinox, the March equinox in 2018. So that's going to be like transition day, you know, that's going to be like, we're going to mark a day and it's going to be the equinox in March. I mean, this is just an idea, right? I don't know if you guys are familiar with, what's his name, Stephen Saylor or something, the transition, the plan. He's marked May 1st, 2018. So basically from the March equinox, when the start of the SCQ to the December solstice, that's when we kind of unveil in big publicity fashion the planetary transition proposal. And that's going to be celebrated. And when we're going to be linking live all the different synergistic co-creation quests that will be happening by that time around the world. Yeah, and then so from the solstice in December to March, globally co-created and coordinated preparations for March 20th. And then on March 20th, 2018, we have the Unified Planetary Transition Celebration. And that is basically, you know, when humanity as a conscious collective start to play our part. Every individual plays their beautiful role in this planetary shift. And obviously it's completely voluntary, but by that time we will have done so much promotion and we will have the technologies where we can totally gamify people's participation and for them to find their role and their passion in this planetary shift.
You got it, Jan. That's epic.
Thanks for sharing.
Can we answer Aeon's question now? How long do we want to meet about this? Or how often?
I'm available as much as it takes, huh? Every day, every other day, every 3 days. We can have, I mean, because we're going to have different channels, we should have different teams. There should be a video team, a philanthropist team, you know, a funding structure team, maybe. We can see how this pans out. I also don't know how many people are ready to participate in this, but hopefully as people start to watch this video, they're going to get psyched and want to play.
Way cool. Shiloh, you got to, there you go.
What would you say are the top, like, 3 to 5 priorities, like, in sequence? Like, so, because right now, obviously, the video, but if we were to just kind of be, you know, there's a fair amount of us here now, but if we were to say hit the top 3 to 5 priorities in sequence, what do we need to be swarming around?
Yeah, I would say I've been working on other kind of critical mass activation experiments that I want to introduce after this one. So this is 1.0. Then I've got a 2.0 and a 3.0. And one of those activation experiments is creating a seed council, which is basically the most high-profile evolutionary leaders and spiritual figures on the planet, using their kind of trust networks to also help bring the entire movement into alignment. And with that, I was working with the number 144. So I would like to bring the number of evolutionary change agents up to 144, representing as much diversity, gender balance, age diversity as possible within the planetary whole system designers. So yeah, so adding to the list of new paradigm pioneers and favoring non-European, non-North American women, youth, that kind of people. So exploring those. territories, then also identifying the philanthropists and the foundations, start to get a mailing list. We're gonna be sending out this open invitation that is going to be signed by 144, new paradigm pioneers, hopefully with the support of the organizations that they're working for. So it's going to be high profile, public calling out, inviting the philanthropists to come and play. So if we can already have a list of philanthropists and foundations ready, that will be very valuable as well.
Hey, Jan.
Yeah.
So can I just summarize that for you?
Yep.
So I think the first thing is video development. I think the second thing is writing on what Jan's already written. And then the third thing would be the list of change makers who have a large network and investors and philanthropists. And then the final thing would be helping us write the budget, or like what you think the budget should go to. Those are the direct action points. And I'll make sure those are listed in the general conversation right next to the channel that will be happening in. Yep.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question, Shiloh?
It does, thanks. And when you say writing the budget, it's how would that $5 million if this foundation were to grant this project?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And who is in charge of writing the proposal to the project?
I just want to clarify something, Shiloh.
Thank you.
We're not sending this proposal to any particular foundation, least of all this one that Leela, because it's actually got some controversy tied behind it that I'm starting to find out about in the small print as well. But really what we are wanting to do is approach multiple philanthropists, multiple foundations, and invite them to co-create and fund this vision. So obviously, I mean, that could complicate things. It could be one philanthropist or one foundation, but really it's going to be connected to a much bigger plan whereby everybody's going to have an opportunity to contribute. All of the people who want to invest in a planetary shift are then going to invest it in something that is coherent, that is interconnected to the same vision and aspirations.
Absolutely. And to get a little more specific with you, Shiloh, I think a team should write these things that the philanthropists and these events are going to see. I sign up to be on that team. Anyone else who wants to help write that content, we should definitely do it as a team unit.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple reservations, and I'll tell you what mine are. Is I think the time frame is unrealistic as far as getting the video out and putting this out, because I'm still very unclear. I see the points you put up, and I love the points that are on there as far as the vision, but I don't see any meat behind them as far as how we're going to do that. You know what I mean? And bringing people in to do the video, I think it just from past experience, I know that people are going to be questioning and very, very confused about exactly what we're trying to do. And I think the best way to start off is to start doing some roundtable open call discussions between the ones that are interested in participating and sitting down in an open call together in a roundtable and actually coming up with a plan, because there's a difference between a vision and a plan. And I see the vision and it's beautiful, but I don't see the plan. And if we're doing the video and putting it out there first, we don't have anything behind us as support beams that we're talking about. And this is just my own personal opinion. So, you guys can disagree with that, but I'm just going by past experience. We really want to be very clear about what we're